Boy, isn't that something? You boys are something. They're $1 million band.
I would actually guess about 1.3 mil if I had to say.
Dad, I'm going to get my Dobro right now.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on out in the bus and go to bed now. Oh, mercy.
Hissing in a pit. A lot of requests.
What's the matter,
I tell you
Pop?
what.
You look like you're flabbergasted.
If you ever come to my big ranch in Missouri, hit me a hot note, boys.
Oh, great.
Make sure you come at 6 o'clock in the morning. The other morning, I'd been out all night trying to sell a vacuum cleaner. Got in about 6 o'clock. When you come into this great big ranch of mine, you got to stop, open the gate, park on a bridge, close the gate to keep the mules in.
Keep the mules in, huh?
I got a river that runs down the middle of my property, about the size of the Mississippi. I stopped the other morning. I was parked on the bridge. I heard a conversation going on between two baby snakes and their mama.
Talking snakes?
Snakes?
Coming out in the Enquirer.
I don't believe that.
I overheard part of it. I heard the mama say, "Hey! Don't hiss in my pit."
What?
What did he say?
That's what I said. I said, "What did she say?"
Hey, buddy, be careful.
She said, "Hey! Don't hiss in my pit. If you're going to hiss, get up out of your mama's pit and go down to Mrs. Potts' pit and hiss."
Wait a minute now.
It's going to be a...
We got us a heckler in the crowd.
Huh?
A heckler.
In a black hat.
Come here, girl.
Sit down right here. Interview her, get her name.
Where you at? Where you live at, honey?
Hey, Rick.
What's your name, baby?
Brenda. Brenda.
Brenda who?
Kid.
Where you live?
Hey, Rick.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Are you a good listener? You repeat after me.
Uh-oh.
I'll go slow.
Remember, Dad, she's an amateur.
Mama said,
Mama said.
you got to hold it up to your mouth.
Mama said you got to hold it up to your mouth.
You do very well. You follow instructions. Good. If you're going to hiss,
If you're going to hiss,
get up out of your mama's pit and go down to Mrs. Potts' pit and hiss.
what he said.
Come on, Brenda. Come on. Here. Come on, now. Come on.
You got any idea how you cook toilet paper?
Huh?
You brown it and throw it in the pot. Woo! Baby Snake was looking around for his older brother. Go ahead,
I
honey.
didn't hear you.
Baby Snake was looking around for his older brother.
Baby Snake was looking around for his older brother,
Like he was worried.
like he was worried.
Only had one eye.
Only had one eye.
What kind of a snake are we?
What kind of snake are we? One-eyed snake.
His older brother said we're a poisonous snake. I followed him down the river.
Yeah, we followed him down the river.
On their way down to Mrs. Potts' pit to hiss,
On the way down to Miss Potts' pit to hiss.
you're getting close.
I'm going
I don't want you to miss.
I ain't going to hiss.
I lost him for a few minutes,
I lost him for a few minutes.
and then I heard him hissing in Mrs. Potts' pit.
I heard him hissing in Miss Potts' pit.
Mrs. Potts come along and heard him hissing in her pit.
Miss Potts came along hissing in her pit.
You can go back and sit down.
Heard him, yeah.
You can go back and sit down before you do miss.
You're doing good, Brenda.
You did very good, Brenda. Give her a nice round of applause. Mrs. Potts come along and heard them hissing in her pit. Said, hey, if you're going to hiss, get up out of Mrs. Potts' pit and you go back to your mama's pit and hiss. Baby snake laying there looking for his older brother, one eye. What kind of snake are we? This is the last time I'm telling you we're a poisonous snake. Don't ask anymore. Why you ask? I think I just bit my lip. Up out of Mrs. Potts' pit, and they headed back to the mama's pit to hiss. When they got back to the mama's pit to hiss, Mama Snake come along and heard them hissing in her pit and said, hey, what happened down there in Mrs. Potts' pit? Baby Snake said Mrs. Potts was complaining because we was hissing in her pit. Mama Snake said, don't worry about Mrs. Potts. I remember when she didn't have a pit to hiss in. Oh, you're a good audience. Thanks, Brenda.
Saturday night on the Grand Ole Opry, Porter Wagner would walk out on the stage and he'd say, come on out here, bashful brother Oswald. Bring your Dobro, Roy Acuff. Roy Acuff walked out there with him. Oswald, he'd get in the mic and he'd say, boys, here tonight on the Grand Ole Opry, we're going to make the Dobro cry. Yeah. Oh, Oswald, he'd get way up there on the neck. He'd start making that old Dobro cry. Sounded kind of like this. Now, this is the old style.
love me and hide me, kiss all the hurt of this world away. Hold me so close that I feel your heartbeat, and don't ever wander away. Playable. I spend my life looking for you, finding my way wasn't easy to do, but I knew when I saw you smile. Now I can rest for a while. So lay down beside me, love me and hide me, kiss all the hurt of this world away. Hold me so close that I feel your heartbeat, and don't ever wander away. Hold me so close that I feel your heartbeat, and don't ever wander away.
Thank you, boys, gone man.
Hey,
Gets me right here.
let's go on with the show, son.
I can't help it.
Huh?
Me and the wife, we had words before we left.
Don't
I didn't
be
I didn't get a chance to use mine though.
Don't be bringing your family problems, okay?
She said we get back together in 30 days.
All right. Hey, buddy, that's only a month.
Hey, man, you get back together. That
What are you
ain't
crying
long.
about?
Hey, Brandon, why is he crying? That ain't long.
30 days ain't long. That's just a month, man.
Do what?
30 days ain't long, man. That's just a month. What are you crying for?
Today's the last day. Oh, wait a minute. Hold the fort. I'm getting a text.
He's got a tick.
It's a tick, son.
Not a tick, a text.
Why are you doing this in the middle of our show?
You getting a tick?
Oh, it's about my mother-in-law.
Oh, great.
Well, you get one of those if you're married.
Yeah, them usually come with the wife.
Yeah.
She was involved in an accident.
An accident?
Oh, my.
Is it serious?
Yeah, she's involved in a drive-up shooting.
No, drive by. Drive by.
Wasn't a
it's a-
drive-by. They couldn't get around her. It says right here they shot her.
Huh?
That's what it says right here. It says they shot her under the left breast.
Hey, she ain't dead, is she?
No, she,
Is she in the hospital?
Yeah. Is she gonna die?
Is she gonna live?
she'll live. It just shot her kneecap off.
Hey, we're going to do you a song that we picked up on the. Boy, that's a serious shot. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Where you been? Hissing in the pit? Hey, we travel all over America and parts of Canada. It's a real pleasure for our family to get to be here. Make sure after the show you go over here Spend $20.
How much?
$20 on a double CD or a single, and you'll get the DVD shows of today and tonight absolutely free.
Dad, we got a song tonight for these North Carolina beauty queens.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, we got
Who's going to sing it?
we got a special guest for
And
this.
we got a special guest here that's going to, he is guest starring with the Goldwing Express. And you folks might remember him off of the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah, I remember it.
This is Howard Sprague. Would you give him a nice hand?
Now, when you see Andy of Mayberry's car running around, this gentleman right here, he's the driver of that car.
Howard, how come you never married Millie?
Well, the reason, I think it's the problem you had, because when you get married, you get something free in life. You know what that is, Pop?
What's that?
A mother-in-law.
Well, I already know Steve can't get along with his mother-in-law.
That's right. But the real reason we didn't get married, she got mad at me.
She got mad at you?
Yeah, she said, one night she put on a new dress. She said, "Do I look fat in this dress?" I said, "You're asking the wrong person. I seen you before you put it on."
I tell you what, Hot Lips and me, we're getting ready for another anniversary.
You and Hot Lips?
Yeah, and she's been hinting what she wants me to buy her.
Uh-oh.
She said she wanted something real shiny
Shiny?
and would go from 0 to 380 pounds in 3 seconds. I went down to the store. I bought her a pair of bathroom scales. All right, we're going to do this love song for you. Are you ready, Shawn?
Hey, wait a minute. What's the stool for?
I don't know.
I got something planned.
Shawn, you going to do a love song for him? Whoever's running the sound system, will you give him a longer cord? He had a longer one than this when he was born.
You know, for some reason, in all the times that you've told that joke, no sound man has ever walked up and tried to hand him a longer cord.
I know. Uh-oh, Shawn's getting serious
You
now.
boys sit back there and be quiet.
Okay.
I'm going to do this for these pretty looking women here tonight. I've done this now, I guess, for a few years. I met a man in 1993. First seen him in 1991. But I met him backstage at Mickey Gilly's Theater right there in Branson, Missouri. And he gave me a bit of advice back then. He said, "Shawn, if you're going to sing, whatever you do, sing love songs." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, just watch what happens when I get out to the mic." And he hit the first note with his voice, and every woman started to scream. I said, "He's the man. That will happen to me." And today is the day, girls, right here and now. Woo!
Does it count at all if you have to ask them before you do it? I'm sorry for Paul.
Let me tell you, boys, you'll get women to scream for you if you learn to sing love songs and not sing about mules.
Hey, I wrote a love song, and I want you to do it. It's called "I Kissed Her Lips and Left Her Behind for You."
By the way, that gentleman's name was the one and only Mr. Conway Twitty. Now, if you recognized Jake Gathright, I didn't ask them to scream, they just started screaming.
That's right.
When you mentioned Conway Twitty, they start screaming. Now watch what happens when I do one of the most, probably, I'm going to call him a legend, in the country music at singing love songs. Girls, you know what to do. Let the legacy live on.
He's not asking him.
Here goes Conway. See what he did? He came out and he sat on the front stage, and his band was behind him.
That's us, boys. Hey, that's us.
That's where you boys is at right now.
So
Conway Twitty got up to his microphone and he looked back at his band and he said, "Hit it, boys." There's a lot of ways of saying what I want to say to you. There's songs and poems and promises and dreams that might come true. But I won't talk of starry skies, the moonlight on the ground. I'll come right out and tell you I just love to lay you down. Lay you down and softly whisper pretty love words in your ear. Lay you down and tell you all the things my woman loves to hear. I'll let you know how much it means just having you around. Oh, darling, how I'd love to lay you down. There's so many ways your sweet love's made this house into a home. You've got a way of doing little things that turn me on. Like standing in the kitchen in your faded cotton gown. With your hair all up in curlers, I still love to lay you down. Play it, boys. Oh, give my band a hand, folks. Let them hear ya. Oh, come on, I said let them hear ya. There's a whole lot of December showing in your face. Your auburn hair is faded and silver takes its place. You'll be just as lovely, I'll still be around. If I can, I know that I still love to lay you down. Lay you down and softly whisper pretty love words in your ear. Lay you down and tell you all the things my woman loves to hear. I'll let you know how much it means just having you around. Oh, darling, how I'd love to lay you down.
Do you want another one?
All right. You boys better learn now. You heard the girls scream. I liked it so much. As a matter of fact, I hope it was all women screaming out there.
Boy, I heard that. This is the North Carolina mountains, not Brokeback Mountain.
Hey! I'm going to point to a woman and I want her to come up to the stage. That one right there. Come on up here, honey. I'm going to do something extra special.
Uh-oh.
This is what Conway Twitty did that night, too. Sit right there, darling.
Hey, who is that woman?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. What's your name?
Alicia.
Where are you from? I know you can't be from that. They on probation, you know that. Here goes number 2. Hello, darling. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. You're just as lovely as you used to be. How's your new love? Are you happy? Hope you're doing fine. just to know it means so much to me. What's that, darling? How am I doing? I'm doing all right, except I can't sleep. I cry all night till dawn. What I'm trying to say is I love you and I miss you. I'm so sorry that I did you wrong. Look up, darling, let me kiss you, just for old time's sake. Let me hold you in my arms one more time. Thank you, darling, may God bless you, and each step you take bring you closer to the things you seek to find. Goodbye, darling, gotta go now, gotta try to find a way to lose these memories of a love so warm and true. And if you should ever find it in your heart to forgive me, come back, darling, I'll be waiting for you. Come back, darling, I'll be waiting for you. Everybody, this is my beautiful wife. She just got her RN degree.
A registered nut.
Buddy, I'm in the money now. Don't you leave me. Give her a hand. Her name is Leisha.
Oh, I tell you, man, being over there at the zoo, my dad almost quit the Goldwing Express. He applied for one of them lion trainers.
Yeah, did you
Job.
get it? Did you get the job?
I applied for me I tell you what I did. I applied for me a line trainer job.
Is that microphone on? We need to get him up a little bit. I tell you, man, Dad, it's kind of like you are. You just can't turn it on.
Hey, Pop. You want this one?
I went and applied for a lion tamer's job here in North Carolina. We just hadn't been making enough money. You know, we just bought that old big bus behind the stage 6 months ago, and we're already a year behind on the payments. There was only one other person, a beautiful woman. We went down there. I called and told Hot Lips I was going to apply for a lion tamer's job.
You called her?
Yeah. She said, what in the world do you know about training lions? And isn't that kind of dangerous? And she said, how you going to do that? I said, well, it's real simple. When I get inside that lion's cage, you know them little stools that they keep the lion off of them? That's what I'll use. And she said, well, what happens if that lion takes a great big paw and knocks that stool out of your hand?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do then, buddy?
I said, well, you know those long whips? I'll take that whip and I'll beat that lion across the face, and that'll work. That'll keep him away from me. She said, well, what happens if that lion takes them big teeth and bites that whip in half? What are you going to do then?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
I had to think a minute, and then I said, well, I know what I'll do. You know them little pistols that they wear on the side of their hips?
Squirt guns?
I'll just pull that pistol out, and I'll go blam, blam, blam.
A real gun?
She said, what happens if the gun misfires?
Oh,
No.
I said, I think I got it figured out. I'll reach down on the floor of that lion's den and I'll pick me up a whole handful of poop.
Whoa.
And I'll throw it in the eye of that lion and I'll find the door to the cage and I'll get out.
Hey, that'll take care
That'll
of it.
do it.
That'll do it every time.
She said, what happens if there ain't no poop laying anywhere in the lion's cage?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
I said, listen, if there's no stool and there's no whip and the pistol will not fire, I'll guarantee you there's going to be poop everywhere. But you know, there was one other person that applied for that job.
Wait a minute, there's another person that wanted the same job?
Beautiful woman.
Pretty?
Oh, buddy.
She applied for the same job?
Yeah, and she went on the inside of that lion's cage and she pulled off everything except one little bikini strap. And that lion took one look at her, went over close to her, started rubbing up against her thighs, all over her body, just like a big old house cat. And that guy that was taking applications leaned over to me and said, do you think you can do that? I said, I sure can, but you're going to have to get that lion out of there first.
Give our daddy a nice hand, friends. Okay, now this is the part in our show where we would like to wear our Indian headdresses. And the other day we was in Cherokee, North Carolina. And these are brand new, and we just got them. And we want y'all to, if you got cameras, feel free to take some pictures here. We got 2 or 3 Indian songs that we want to present to you here tonight. I get Shawn to come over here by me. Paul, come up here.
Too many broken promises, too many trail of tears, too many times you were left cold for oh, so many years. Too many times you walked away and was made to feel ashamed, though you ought to be trying to give. You were often blamed. How can this world be so dark, so unfair, so untrue? How does the cost of life fall right on top of you? God in heaven, hear my prayer. If you are still above, send the children hopes and dreams, and lots of love. For this I only ask of you, to conquer all their fears. Let them soar like eagles across the trail of tears. Trail of tears, trail of tears.
All right, if we're going to do this song, I need to hear you on the count of 3. Give me a big old Indian war whoop. 1, 2, 3. I believe I heard a lonesome Indian right over here somewhere. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. I was wrong, boys. That Indian's depressed. Here's a song called Tonka. Tonka means buffalo. Can you tell me what the mama buffalo said to her son when he went off to college? Bye, son. Some of you folks are sure slow here tonight. You're going to have to pick it up. Yeah. Back in the 1800s, when the Indian tribe was free, Tonka roared like thunder in the land of the Cherokee. Yeah, the grave was closed, they kept us warm, he would cover on our bed. He was our strength and courage, and he kept our people fed, and he kept our people fed. You can't hear the thunder from the feet of the buffalo. You can't see the wolf and the bear and the whitetail like before. Acid rain is falling from the sky to the ocean floor. Eagle chokes on poison smoke. He can't fly no more. He can't fly no more. Here we go now. White man, you gotta reach way down low. Give me some rhythm on the mandolin, and let me hear the beat of the drums. Let me hear the drums. Never mind, white man, you sound like a woodpecker. Well, the white man horse was made to run on oil and gasoline. Dozers came along and pushed away the red man's dream. Took away our freedom, our silver and our gold. Now they're digging in the Indian grave, and it makes my blood run cold. And it makes my blood run cold. You can't hear the thunder from the feet of the buffalo. You can't see the wolf and the bear and the whitetail like before. Acid rain is falling from the sky to the ocean floor. Eagle chokes on poison smoke. He can't fly no more. He can't fly no more. Where are you to Tonka? We sure need to Tonka. Where are you to Tonka?
Boys, you getting warm? You folks have been a wonderful audience tonight, and one more time, Steve.
Whoop. Be quiet down there, Dad. I can't hear him. Ruby, Long Black Train, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Boys, we got to fill some requests here. First of all, are you enjoying the show so far, everybody?
Watch it.
Key B flat, key B flat.
Down in the Tennessee hills, ain't no smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bill. What's a man, a gal on Rocky Top, half or the other half cat? What is a mean but sweet as soda pop? I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Two strangers climbed on Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still. Strangers never come down from Rocky Top, reckon they never will. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Are you ready for a little Ruby? Somebody said Ruby.
Let's do it fast.
Good job, buddy. I like your style of dancing. You move both feet. I love his style of dancing, don't you, boys? He moves both feet at one time. That's amazing.
Okay, we're going to do one called Ruby.
Put her in high gear, boys.
And while we're waiting on the mandolin player, let me just tell them about our merchandise, because there's people already lining up. Boys, we may get to go to McDonald's tonight. Hey, you're going to get a free DVD of today's show. You're going to get a show from today and tonight. We're going to put both shows on one DVD, and we're going to give it to you absolutely free with the purchase of a CD. And now you get to take your choice. If you'll just spend $20, whether it be a single CD or a double set CD, $20, whichever one you want. Get the CD or a 2 CD set for $20, and we're going to give you the DVD of today's show and tonight's show free of charge. So go over there, and they'll be ready in about 15 minutes as soon as we walk off the stage. It won't take but just a minute. We'll start passing them out in about 15 minutes. So go on over there and line up, and they'll take your money. We take checks and cash. If you're running short on cash, we understand. Just write a personal check, sign your name at the bottom, and we'll fill in the amount. I would like to say the sound is wonderful, and they're doing a good job. But anytime you do a video, you need to be real clear about something. How we get a real good video sound is what it does. It goes through their sound system, and it goes right onto our DVD, and it's all digital. So it's a wonderful, wonderful camera, and also the sound is real good. Okay, here's one called Ruby. Are you mad at your man?
Get it, boy.
Paul, can you start it off like they did on the Opry, right there in the mic?
Not yet.
He's got to have his hat on.
Ruby. Ruby. Woo.
I'll set you in the shade. Shovel with this spade. I'm digging in the ground, go mine. I don't know what I can do. Just get along with you. Still she's not satisfied. Yeah, Ruby, honey, are you mad at your man? I'll sit you in the shade. Shovel with this spade, digging in the ground, go mine. Ruby, honey, are you mad at your man? If you don't think I'm right, follow me tonight. I'll take you to Shiny so cold. Ruby, honey, are you mad at your man?
what were you doing? He said he wants it back when he starts playing. Okay, this little lady wants us to do The Little Black Train Is Coming. Is that right? Okay. Okay, we're going to do The Long Black Train too for you.
I gotta go to bed sometime.
Kate, how long you been watching the Goldwing Express now?
Since
Okay.
she was 2.
For a while? Okay, we're going to do this Little Black Train Is Coming. This is a gospel song, Paul. She drove all the way here, and we certainly don't want to disappoint her. And we'll do this as a quartet gospel song.
Well, boys, it's coming down to a wire now.
Yeah.
What do you think of this $1 million band up here? Oh, I wish we could take you all over America with us.
There's a little black train a-comin', you better get your business right. Little black train a-comin', may be here tonight. You better tell your ballroom lady, all dressed in worldly white. There's a little black train a-comin', it may be here tonight. There's a little black train a-comin', you better get your business right. Little black train a-comin', may be here tonight.
Oh, boy.
God spoke to Hezekiah with a message from on high. Get your house in order, or you will surely die. There's a little black train a-comin', you better get your business right. Little black train a-comin', it may be here tonight. Hezekiah turned to the wall, wept with bitter tears. God sent the prophet down, gave him 15 years. There's a little black train a-comin', you better get your business right. Little black train a-comin', it may be here tonight.
See the big black angel with the one small baggage car. Your idle thoughts and wicked deeds will stop at the judgment bar.
There's a little black train a-comin', you better get your business right. Little black train a-comin', it may be here tonight. There's a little black train a-comin', you better get your business right. Little black train a-comin', it may be here tonight.
One called The Long Black Train. Hope you enjoy this song if we're not here today. It's a good one.
There's a long black train coming down the line, feeding off the souls that are lost and crying. Rails of sin, only evil remain. Watch out, brother, for that long black train. Look to the heavens, you can look to the sky. You can find redemption staring back into your eyes. There is protection and there's peace the same. Burning your ticket for that long black train. 'Cause there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on that long black train. There's an engineer on that long black train, making you wonder if the ride is worth the pain. He's just waiting on your heart to say, let me ride on that long black train. But you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on that long black train.
Hey, it's been a real pleasure to play with you folks tonight. One more nice hand for Jake Gathright on the fiddle. Brandon Farley. Paul. Shawn. Dad. Me.
Well, I can hear the whistle from a mile away. It sounds so good, but I must stay away. That train is a beauty, making everybody stare. But its only destination is the middle of nowhere. But you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord. Cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on that long black train. Well, I said cling to the Father and His holy name. Don't go riding on that long black train. Yeah, watch out, brother, for that long black train. That devil's a driving that long black.
Do a world record tonight.
Love to.
Steve, hold on just a second. Steve, Shawn's got a special announcement.
Not only are we going to send this out to who you're going to talk about, we're also going to send this out to a happy 53rd anniversary to Bud and a delayed bird
53?
or beard. Are y'all here?
Bird.
Right over there.
Right over there.
53.
Happy anniversary.